So I said, I'm not a monk, I'm a hunk. I know. Okay, we got to get going. I'm about to record. Okay, yeah. Got to go right now. Yeah, the camera's on right now. I'll chat with you soon, buddy. Take care, bud. All right, sorry about that. That was my imaginary friend that I made up to provide for an entertaining intro to this video. We are back with another episode of the Daily Vedantic. And this one is on one of the most universal of all virtues that is expounded on, admired, emphasized in nearly all philosophies and religions, and it's on love. Universal love, though. And that's a key distinction, universal love. The best soup to nuts read on what Vedanta and what this philosophy is about, Vedanta Treatise by Swami Parthasarathi, our teacher at the ashram. 96 years old and spent 23 years writing this book. I could spend an hour just talking about the uniqueness of this book, but I want to orient this reflection on universal love. Love is not just an emotion that you feel for a family member. In fact, that if you feel love only for 3 people, 8 people, 18 people, your spouse, your 3 children, your parents, that is not love. That is preferential attachment. You're attached to what they do for you. You don't want them to die because of the feeling, the stability, the dynamic that they provide. That is preferential attachment. Love in the Vedantic sense is about identification and universal identification. Love, simply put, is seeing no otherness in the world. That's the highest ideal of love. That is universal love. It is not the ability to cultivate unselfish emotion for one person. It is seeing no otherness in the world. It's quite the leap from our romantic notions over the last 200 years. I mean that academically, philosophically, romanticism, which is nearly an evil in this world. This notion that if you love something enough, you can make them yours, you can win the girl in some rom-com, you can conquer some professional feat. If you will it, if you just utilize your willpower to an extreme, you can overcome anything. That's consumptive love. That is preferential attachment to the point of wanting to consume that other person, or like loving ice cream. The Vedantic sense of love has nothing to do with consuming them. It has nothing to do with attachment, a preference to be around them. It has nothing to do with what they do for you. It is your identification with them. Christ is the perfect example of this universal love, not preferential attachment. I'm going to read directly from Vedanta Treatise for this perfect embodiment of this virtue. Jesus Christ attained that supreme state. His love was unabated in the worst circumstance. When Christ was crucified, he maintained the same feeling. As he was nailed on the cross, his last words were dripping with love. Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. As we reflect on the perennial virtue of love and elevate it to universal love and clarify it to identification with others to the point of seeing no otherness in the world, Christ is the perfect embodiment of not just the extreme, but the standard, extending our mercy, our forgiveness, our identification to everyone. Not just the people that make you laugh, people that comfort you when you're down, but all the way to those that are the very reason you feel persecuted, all the way to that extent. That's universal love. That's philosophical love. And it is so different than attachment. We'll link to Vedanta Treatise in the show notes. This entire endeavor of the Daily Vedantic is really only meant to be these tweets, these small reflections that are an on-ramp to something like reading Vedanta Treatise, or even better, the online lectures by Swami Parthasarathi, that they are not just different in degree, they are different in kind altogether. So I hope you take me up on that offer to go beyond this on-ramp, beyond these few minutes each day that we share together, and tap into the real power of this philosophy. So if this is the last one you ever watch, then I'll consider this a success. This has been today's daily reflection on the Daily Vedantic.